Hi there, I'm Danielle Lin, and I am excited to be in the studio today talking about life, your life. And if you've never heard us before, everything that we do over the decades that we've done it is, I would say, intended to improve your life, to make it better. And if you haven't been to our website, then you can find all of the great luminaries that have brought forward so many things in personal transformation and spiritual journeying and consciousness and smart, conscious business. But today is really special because remember, for those of you that have been listening, some of you for over 30 years, you might remember that when I first opened in Salt Lake City and we had our studio, we also had a beautiful store with a tonic bar, and it was all these groovy things. But I didn't have an extra groovy person. It was me and the store. And then over the years, you might have visited us and we had different incarnations. And then one day I decided that I was going to stop everything, not have a store anymore, and just wait it out to see what the universe would bring. And I put out in the universe looking for an angel. And I'm going to talk about it because I want you, if you are listening in Salt Lake City, I want you to come and visit us. I want you to see what the universe brought us because we have the recording studio. But now Alissa Norman, who is joining us, probably one of the most premier energy practitioners and Reiki master teachers I have ever seen in the 40 years that I have been doing this work. She put healing light on the outside of the building, and I think the neighborhood was like, what? And then little by little, people have been coming in to discover the methods of relaxation, the interpretation of wellness. And not only that, she's going to talk about some of the things that her family has done to bring forward different kinds of things that nurture the body, the mind, and the soul. So we're going to just get going. If you have to run out, you go to daniellelin.com. My last name's spelled L-I-N. And Allie is actually sitting in the studio. Do you mind if I call you Allie instead of Alissa?
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Okay, good. So she showed up at my door with a couple of other people the first time, and they were like bodyguards who looked at me like I was going to attack and, she'd have to defend. And it turned out that these were best friends of hers who wanted to make sure that the next move that she made was the right move for the incredible expansion that she was about to offer. Wasn't that true?
Yes.
It was hard.
It was quite an adventure that day.
There were 3 people in the building, and I thought they were like defenders of the universe,
In some ways they are.
They were. So it was a little intense. Then I just looked at them and said, I don't know who you've been dealing with, but you have no idea who it is now. And it was great. It was great because it made me see that you had protective friends that wanted, if you were going to place your dream inside someplace, that it would be resonant. And it has been so true that I've told her every day, it's almost probably unbearable that I rave and I have so much gratitude. So I'm just going to say that publicly because what you've done for this building is, in 25 years of being here, elevated with such a level of your healing knowledge. So I'm happy you're sitting here with me.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So let's talk about you and how, one of the things, and I'll just say that before I met you and then when you came in, there was a woman that said, oh my gosh, I know her. She was like at this big company here in Utah that's a universal company, and she was like the queen. And mentioned you in such high regard, but that was working in the corporate world. And they said your management skills were unprecedented and the way you treated people. How did you make a jump from over there, over to this enormous devotion to devotional work?
Oh, that's a really great question. Spending my whole life pretty much in corporate America, always had an underlying resonance of supporting other people and helping other people be the best people that they can be. So through my own personal healing experiences, those worlds started to blend more and more and more, where I was really doing the same thing no matter where I was, applying the same techniques and procedures and modalities. So I ended up in 2020 having a lot more draw towards my energy healing business. I never thought I would ever have left the company that I left. It was a great job. Everything that I'd actually been working for, making things permanent that were temporary as we were developing them together. And it was the perfect fit. It was more of a call to my soul's path and mission. So it wasn't an easy path, especially for a Capricorn who likes to control things and have a lot of structure and knowing of where they're going, to surrender into the unknown of being a solarpreneur. But it was definitely worth every moment of it. But my own personal healing experience led me to where I am today. And to be able to help others with that is my intended mission.
And it's a beautiful intent, because I have noticed and watched the people that come in. Some of let's talk about the gatherings that you do and the different forms that people who are listening, especially if you're in Salt Lake City, because I know you do remote work, so somebody could be in another area. You actually worked with my friend in New Zealand, and so I know you can do it remotely. But somebody that's in Utah that says, hey, I'm close to Holiday, and by the way, that's where we're located. What kind of sessions do you put on? Who comes to those, and what are they looking for?
That's a great question. I do both individual and group sessions. In group settings, one of the main things that I've been doing for the last 5 years is called Ascension Talks. We get together every Monday night, and the purpose behind that was to bring people together to be able to talk about the things that they may not have a safe space to talk about, or may even think they're going crazy because of the thoughts and the things that they have coming up within them. We're really in a journey of remembering right now. And our ascension process is the journey of remembering our true soul's imprint information and bringing it to the surface. It just doesn't always fit in the boxes that we've known it to be in. So we come together and just have beautiful conversations that can go a little bit of anywhere and everywhere, from current events to galactic ancestors to intuition. There's really nothing that's off topic, but it has brought so many amazing souls together, really walking each other home, helping with some of the things that have worked for some people, maybe tools and resources another person can try. So it's just a beautiful conversation that we get to have every week. On top of that, we also do numerous other things. Sound baths. I like to help people learn about crystals. So for about 5 years again, too, I've been introducing people to crystals one crystal at a time. So I focus on a crystal for each individual sound bath. I actually channel some notes that crystal wants to share with the people who come in attendance. I teach them how to intuitively select and work with crystals, and then they get to keep that crystal, meditate with that crystal while I play my crystal bowls and bring it all together in harmony while they do some releasing and recharging.
You know who loves this place? The little kids.
Oh, yes.
I mean, they're mesmerized.
Oh, yes, significantly. The children are so connected to crystals that they are drawn in here. They are bringing their parents in here. And I had a really amazing experience where this happened about a month ago. I had a young girl who came in and she was introducing her mother to Reiki. The young girl wanted to know about Reiki and wanted to experience Reiki, encouraging her mom to come in looking at crystals. And I got to do a session on both of them.
Yeah, the mother, daughter, the father. There's one man that comes here and he always brings his daughter. Like, she always gets her gifts here.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Whenever there's a special occasion, they celebrate it by coming and picking something out that they enjoy together.
Yeah. And it's not just crystals, which is different because in your case, you actually mine the crystals. Your family has, crystal mines. I guess they are stones, or I don't know how it all starts out. You're going to explain it. But I do know that when they're from the source, and then when you make the beautiful things for baths, bath bombs and energy, we'll talk about all the bottles that people can come in. You can pick out, maybe you need a clearing in your house. Maybe you just feel like, wow, I'm overwhelmed. And I think that if you just joined in, we're talking with Alissa Norman. I call her Allie. And we're over in Holiday, the center that she has in the building where my recording studio is located across from the Harmons on the south side. It's 2344 East Murray Holiday Road. So if you're tripping over here and you're coming for a visit, the village now is so wonderful. And you can come by and you can see us, join us. And listen, the holiday season is coming. So if you want to give a gift, not only can you do a gift of body work or healing codes or emotion codes or, change your brain information, or you could have a party here and you could do a sound bath party for your friends and the kids or anybody else. But this season that is coming up, not quite yet, that we're going to offer to you a different way at looking at everybody and everything about your life. I'm Danielle Lin. We'll be back. I don't know about you, but with my busy mind, sometimes I have a hard time falling asleep. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's your body's repair system to boost focus, strengthen immunity, and balance mood. It's essential to restore energy so you can thrive every day. Nutriland USA is proud to introduce the groundbreaking ingredient Tomato, the world's first whole food phytomelatonin derived from tomatoes, offering a 100% plant-based alternative to synthetic melatonin found in the vast majority of sleep supplements, responsibly and ethically sourced. In a pilot study, Tomato was shown to help people fall asleep 33% faster, improving sleep efficiency, quality, and overall sleep scores. It's all natural, so you get the benefits that Mother Nature intended with a very low dose. Tomato is available in Solaray Plant Melatonin on Amazon and in health food stores nationwide. Better sleep with Tomato. Scientific research reveals that your gut has over 100 million brain cells packed with the power to affect everything from emotions and mood to your nervous system. Further studies show the significant role healthy microflora or gut bacteria play in maintaining a well-functioning immune system and life balance. Stress, poor food consumption, environmental pollutants, even travel can wreak havoc with your digestive tract. That's why lactospore from Sabinsa is so vital in today's world. Sabinsa is the leading international nutritional company focused on deep science as it relates to gut health and the immune system. Lactospore is a commercial probiotic preparation containing their unique and proprietary microbial strain that reduces the growth of harmful bacteria while promoting a healthy digestive system. It is GRAS-affirmed, US FDA, vegetarian, and clinically evaluated and accepted across the globe. Safe and effective, it has a proven track record for restoring intestinal balance naturally. You can rely on the superior quality of Lactospore from Sabinsa at lactospore.com. You're training for a marathon, or you're a weekend warrior heading out for your first summer hike, getting fit is the key to protecting your health and your heart. That's where Pycnogenol comes into a solid life plan. Pycnogenol is a natural botanical from a specific pine bark, offering significant health benefits to support your vascular system. A recent study proved that Pycnogenol may help manage critical triggers, addressing endothelial health. Pycnogenol's potent antioxidant properties reduce oxidative stress to fight the damaging effects of free radicals that can lead to aging and degeneration. It also helps to improve blood flow, increase oxygen supply, and reduce muscular pain. In fact, athletes supplementing with Pycnogenol reported an increase in muscle performance with a decrease in cramping. That's why it's important to have Pycnogenol as part of your daily regimen when you hit the track or the trail. Be ready, be prepared with Pycnogenol. PYCNOGENOL.com. All right, we're continuing in this hour. I'm Danielle Lin, on this journey with you for a long time all over the world, and so grateful for all of the stations that carry us. And now we're in Milano, we're in India, we're everywhere. And I know it's crazy, but people have stopped me and met me and actually said, "Oh, I listen to you in India." And I'm like, really? So you don't know where that stream of consciousness is going to go, but you're here. And I want to thank you for being with us for such a long ride and for keeping the space so we can keep talking about these things. And it can be about consciousness. It can be about leadership. It can be about green food or regenerative earth or understanding how to eat or how to think or feel so that you feel better. And today, Alissa Norman is with us. I call her Allie, as if you missed the front opening. She is the owner of Healing Light in Holiday, which is a center for transformation. That's the only way I can look at it, because her aspect of what she addresses is so unique and combinational. If you want to relax, if you want to feel happier, if you want to give gifts that are beautiful, if you just want to come in and sit down and hang out or get on the Lifetime vibe, it's free. If you want to buy stuff, that's cool. And I want to talk more with you about, we were talking about crystals for a minute. They've become so trendy. Like when we started, crystals were like, we were on the fringe. Mantras were on the fringe. Oat milk hadn't come to the forefront, right? My boyfriend, Siri Sant, brought oat milk 25 years ago and they weren't ready. And they were like, oat milk, that's just a little too weird for me. Now Southwest Airlines has oat milk. Talk about the value of understanding stones, crystals, the usage of energy, and maybe some unique tools and tips for people.
Yeah, sure. Crystals really They are returning. So crystals have always been a part of the mineralization of this entire planet is created with minerals. So they're not new, but they're being reacclimated into our current use. Crystals carry energy. We're energy. So just like having a BFF next to you, you know what their energy feels like, you know your significant other's energy, and you don't have to turn around in a room to look at them and see that they're there. Well, different crystals have their own energy signatures as well. So when we bring them into our energy field, they affect our energy field, and they can do things like uplift us, maybe bring peace, help us to process some heavy emotions we may be encountering. So we're working in more of a synergistic relationship with them now, and that's becoming more popular. More people are doing it. More people are remembering that we've done this before, and we're just bringing them to the surface in all the different ways that we have access to crystals. People aren't necessarily aware that they use these every day. They help to keep time in watches. They're liquid crystal displays on their televisions and their computer screens. Crystals are so embedded everywhere that we are constantly in crystal energy.
Yeah. And you and I now work with LifeWave, which we're super jacked about. And those are crystals.
Yes.
And so in a way, they're the holders of the message.
Yes.
And speak the message to each other, carriers, like you're saying. It's an extraordinary time because everybody's looking for answers. Somebody's trying to find a way out of their suffering. Somebody's got arthritis and they don't know what to do. Somebody isn't making enough money right now. And if you're out there and you kind of feel like, gosh, I'm fumbling through my next incarnation, it's one of the reasons I've never gone off the air. We do broadcast. That's what we do, because when you can broadcast out in the world, our frequency related to your crystal, then the story of it, tie together crystals, frequencies, and vibrations.
Oh, it's fabulous. Our body is activated by crystals. So when we bring them into our field, it activates and stimulates, especially in the concept of LifeWave phototherapy patches. They're activating our body's natural dormant healing abilities just by getting the signal. So just in the same way that we go out and the sun gives us a signal, our body converts it into vitamin D. We put a crystal next to our body receives that signal and interprets that energy and processes it in ways that are very helpful for physical body, mental, and emotional, spiritual, all body levels all together.
Mm-hmm. So with the LifeWave, for example, it's like it messages peptides,
Mm-hmm.
and then explain what the peptides are doing. Are they then going to signal? How does that work? Do you understand?
So I'm going to speak primarily about the X39. It works with the GHKCU peptide, which is responsible for over 4,000 of our genes. So by getting the signal, it activates that peptide that creates new healthy cells that want to go out and be dispersed throughout the body to where the body decides that they are needed the most. That's the holy grail of healing in a way. With over 80 patents, there's a lot of science that backs these up, and it goes into the body's cells, sends it that signal, and just like when we were younger, we used to be able to run, and get up the next day and run some more. And as we start aging, our body doesn't respond to the signals in the same way as they used to because they're not receiving the signal in the same way. So when we bring them in through crystal therapy, we get to bring that signal back on at full strength. Our body knows exactly what to do when it gets the signal, and then it induces healing in a natural way, just through light with nothing external.
And it's as simple as almost a Band-Aid. It's like, it's a patch. That's all it is. And, we'll tell you in a little bit, like, again, if you're in the neighborhood, if wherever you live in Utah, if you want to come in, you can experience all the things we're talking about over in Holiday on the south side of Harmons, which is, 2300 neighborhood, 2344 East Murray Holiday Road. And everything is on display. There's all kinds of beautiful, you've heard us talk about magtine, you've heard us talk about pine wheatgrass, all these things that are here. Very simple, but very elegant. Not a million products. Pretty much exclusive to the very best in the world. That's what I would say that you carry.
That's definitely nothing that's not vetted, researched, and has high quality and standards, much in integrity.
One of the recent things that you brought in, so every time I come in the building, I don't know, there's something, I'm like, what is that? And she'll bring something in and I have no idea, like you have your Be Well, you have to explain that machine. And every time I turn around, she's got something else in a box. So she brings in this chair and it's like, it looks like at first glance, is that a footstool or is that like a chair we're going to put in the corner? And she said, well, it's about being happy. So interpret for us this magical, happy chair that in 10 minutes you seem to begin to transform. What is it? How did it get invented? Where did it begin?
Oh, great question. It is such innovative technology. I'm so glad to have one here. So it's the NeuroNova dopamine seat. It was actually researched and developed here at BYU. And its main performance and function that has been measured in results is to reduce anxiety. So it's a vibration seat. So when you sit on it, it stimulates and sends vibrational frequencies up the spine. When it reaches the cerebellum at the spinal cord, it sends a signal to release dopamine naturally. So it helps with dopamine deficiency ailments. So people with OCD needing help with focus, maybe sleeping disorders, Parkinson's, a lot of these things are about GABA and dopamine being in balance. And so we're restoring balance through these beat waves and through a natural stimulation of energy. So in just 10 minutes, it resets the focus, helps people feel happier, releases stress and tension in the body, and promotes healing and reduces anxiety.
Yeah, and they're nice. I mean, we're not suggesting cures for diseases or making medical claims. If you want to investigate things, you also want to consult your doctor or your naturopath or the people that you go to that are in conjunction with optional tools that are independent that maybe your insurance company won't pay for, but you need it. Sometimes even with blood work, you have to actually be on the way to sickness for something to be revealing that you're out of balance.
Yes.
So we look, and I think from your perspective, certainly because you are a healer practitioner, energetically. I mean, I have intuitive, empathic. I can walk by somebody and know what's going on, but I'm not the practitioner. I would guide them to you. So we have only about a minute or so, but give us the list of the things that you're certified in, and then we'll talk about some when we come back.
Oh, sure. So I am a Holy Fire Reiki master teacher. So I teach and practice in that. I'm also certified in the emotion code, as well as quantum healing hypnosis technique, also known as QHHT. And that was the wonderful creation by Dolores Cannon, with over 20 books, bringing in information from past lives and talking to the higher self and higher consciousness for information that helps us now.
Yeah, we used to be, we would play a show, my early days, folks, and I am going to go back in time and I'm going to start pulling out the cassettes of wonder in the early days when all the channelers were coming through and all the people that were actually, seemingly weird at the time who were letting you know what the trail was going to be. I'm here with Alissa Norman, Ali, our friend, and I'm Danielle Lin. So DanielleLin.com, my last name is spelled L-I-N, and we'll tell you how to reach us online when we return. Life should be simple and uncomplicated. That's what Pines, the wheatgrass people, believe. Staying true to this philosophy has built an eco-conscious company for over 40 years, supplying the most pristine wheatgrass products in the world in balance with Mother Nature. Nothing is more natural than Pines wheatgrass. Grown with care and the love of life keeps Pines wheatgrass and barley products sustainable, rich with the vital components to help your body utilize its maximum potential. For a simply refreshing cool beverage or your favorite recipe for breakfast or a homemade NutriBar to refuel, keep it simple, keep it clean, keep it green. That's the Pines Wheatgrass way at natural product stores or wheatgrass.com. Feeling aches, stiffness, or joint pain? Whether it's your knees, fingers, or throbbing legs at bedtime, discomfort from osteoarthritis, or lifestyle wear and tear can decrease the quality of your life. In over 24 clinical studies, there was one nutritional supplement that stood out among all others for addressing joint health, oxidative stress, and inflammation associated with overexertion and muscle fatigue. It's Meriva. Meriva offers you the most significant breakthrough in curcumin research. Curcumin contains active components that reduce inflammation and pain naturally. Meriva is important because curcumin is challenging to absorb. Meriva is the only scientifically documented curcumin to be proven effective with the highest bioavailability. Meriva addresses your discomfort at the source with guaranteed results and consistent quality every time. Meriva, the relief you've been aching for. You can find Meriva under these quality brands: Jarrow Formulas, Thorne Research, and Wakanaga. Let me ask you a question. Are your nails chipping, splitting, or too thin, frustrated because there's no place to hide? And what about your hair? Is it dry, limp, and lifeless? Noticing that more hair's falling out? Well, get excited because the leading clinical researchers in New Zealand decided to study the building blocks known to improve nail strengthening and provide significant benefits for your hair and skin. That's when Keratin 4 was born. Keratin 4 is a vegetarian keratin in digestible form, derived from 100% natural sheep's wool, sustainably farmed, and ethically sourced with a vegetarian certification. This unique ingredient boosts production of much-needed collagen 4 and 7 because it activates the growth of the right collagen and is rich in the amino acid cysteine, targeting wrinkles while building nail and hair follicle strength. That means less hair shedding and added support for healthier nails and beautiful skin. With Keratin 4 in products from Nutrafol, Kintsugi, and Joy Charo. Been wondering when the fast-paced world around you would slow down? Feeling like time is speeding up and not sure how to get grounded? Well, you're not the only one. Statistics show that 34% of adults report that stress is overwhelming on most days, and finding calm seems further away. The good news is, navigating a path to greater health, more joy, and being more hopeful just got a whole lot easier. With 30 years of pioneering research in heart-brain science, the new HeartMath app empowers you anytime, anywhere to grab hold of your life from the inside out. HeartMath is backed by over 16,000 research citations, plus 500 independent studies. The HeartMath app is an advanced technology to reduce stress, improve focus and clarity, sleep better, even refine your spiritual practice to access the intelligence of your heart. Improve your life with the easy-to-use features. Download the HeartMath app. Learn more at heartmath.com. That's heartmath.com.
We ask our kids, where will your imagination take you? Well, when we get older, I think we should ask, where will you take your imagination? How will you use it to create the world you live in, to solve life's daily problems, to become everything you ever dreamed of? Imagination is the first navigator in a child's life. Without experience, a child can only imagine. That's why they make friends so quickly, love so easily, forgive so readily. Nobody has told them they can't.
James C. Christensen, professor, artist, former child.
See what your children discover on their own. Watch them create, solve problems, share. Isn't that how we want them to be as adults? When children imagine, dream, and play, they learn how to live, to become, to love. Don't underestimate the power of play.
A message from the American Toy Institute.
Well, we're talking about life and have been for a very long time. And, so I'm sitting in my recording studio in Holiday and I'm looking at the years that have passed. I think that's 1993 over there. And maybe even a lot earlier when Louise Hay hadn't even started her book company, and there's Wayne Dyer up there, and Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul, and there's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Gosh, there's so many people that were here, some who have gone, but you can still find them in our archives at daniellelin.com. It's very important. My last name is spelled L-I-N. You could get confused. So you'll go there and visit. And if you want to come to visit us in Holiday, where Alissa Norman has this beautiful store within the building where my recording studio is, it's called Healing Light, and it's on the south side of Harmons at 2344 East Murray Holiday Road. And as I was saying earlier, when the season it comes upon us and you start thinking about how do you give somebody something special, not only could you give them amazing work that could make them happier with the practices that Alissa has been bringing forth. But we were talking a little bit before we go on. I want to talk about the NeuroNova, dopamine chair. A lot of people don't even know what dopamine does in the body. So reiterate for somebody that didn't hear. And then when you're using it, how do you use it? I know it has headsets. Explain the process because it's kind of so simple.
It really is. And that's what's so beautiful about how impactful it is for how simple it is. So the user will just come in and sit on a seat. The seat will run for 10 minutes and it does all the work while they just sit there for 10 minutes. I like to add an additional piece of putting on headphones with 528 hertz frequencies to help to imbue more of the embodiment of the healing energy that's taking place.
What does 528 mean in the universe
It
for
is
its own frequency standing?
It is the DNA healing and rejuvenation frequency. And so we
Nice.
get to bring it in at that level, at a cellular level, as well as the mental level with the stimulation. So dopamine is our reward and recognition response. So it helps us feel good when we have things that we do that we get recognized for, that we feel fulfilled with. And we get a lot of interesting dopamine hits. We have things like stimulation through social media, scrolling, getting rewards and recognition from parents, praise from partners, educational systems, employment systems. So we really get this drive where we're always looking to feel better and to feel recognized. So that is a really powerful place to be, but not everybody achieves that naturally. So by sitting on the seat for that 10 minutes, it increases it naturally with no stimulation, no medication, no intrications, just sitting on the seat, bringing the body into balance. One of my favorite things is I love seeing, now not everybody does this, but about 5 minutes in, starting to take these deep eons and these sighs, and their body just starts relaxing. Because if we are in a constant stressful state or in a high anxious state, our body can't do the healing or the rejuvenation that is necessary that we're usually striving for. And sometimes it's our stress that's actually negating that. So to be able to sit on the seat, let it run for 10 minutes, it just stops automatically, and to get off almost as a new person in many ways of having more focus, less stress, less worry overall. We actually saw in a 30-day study that we did here at the store with the people who came in and did the before and after anxiety scans, we saw a reduction in 40% in anxiety in just one use on the chair. So of course, if somebody uses it more frequently, they're going to sustain those results, and the potential can really be anywhere. But just to have that many people come in and sit on a chair one time and walk out with at least a 40% reduction in anxiety, pretty powerful.
I know I keep cheating. I am in the building and I'm like, can I sit on the chair? Can I sit on the chair? I felt a little guilty, but I felt that experience. And in the 10 minutes, at first when you sit down, you think, oh, I need a back to lean on. I mean, you're habitually thinking, oh, I'm going to fall backwards. But then you relax and you're just seated.
Yeah, there's two motors inside of it that go at different frequencies, and it creates this beat wave that moves at the back. So it's actually also like a very relaxing back massage as it stimulates moving that up to the top of the brainstem and releasing that chemical naturally.
So you could be in West Jordan, you could be in Ogden, you could be in Provo, wherever you're listening to locally. I'm very famous here in Salt Lake in gas stations. Also pawn shops. I it's like really weird. I was at a gas station downtown, Sinclair gas station, and I gave my credit card to the guy, and the guy was like, "Oh my God, I listen to you." Like Saturday night, 9:00 on KKAT AM 860. So, but I'm just throwing that in because I think, I don't know. Right now, people finding us, people knowing that in this town that you're here and that you're available. And a lot of people might not even know that you're here. And they might be tumbling across the radio station here. But you might be in Phoenix. You might be in Anchorage. You might be in Medford. I mean, you could be anywhere in the world. But the good news is that because we are in Salt Lake, and because we have a center, it would be really fun to meet you. And so you said that you would put out that 10 minutes as a special for $15.
Yep.
That's nuts.
Come try it out. Give it a go. See how you feel. Then you'll know all
That's
the
very
value.
gracious. If it would be the best $15 that you spend on yourself, think about that. You couldn't go anywhere and get any kind of, a lot of practices now, you sit down in the chair, it's $100. Even a pedicure, it's like $60. What happened here? But not complaining, just saying. And then the products, obviously you know us as a listener that we are passionate about raw materials. We don't sell, a lot of different brands, but Pycnogenol, for example, is in 1,000 products. So you can get it from any of the companies, as long as you spin the bottle around, you know that pycnogenol is the branded ingredient with over 240 studies, and that it is an essential nutrient that is protected and invested in to make sure that you get the efficacy and the quality. Magtine is another one that Dr. Nafa recently was on, and that ingredient, is traditionally sold to a lot of different companies, but they actually put it in their own form. And you're selling now, and you have that on the shelf, Magtine, which is, let's talk about Magtine for a minute, because it's so special for what it is.
It is, because Magtine is the magnesium that breaks the blood-brain barrier. So again, in trying to calm the mind, have more focus, have more energy throughout the day, more will and desire to be able to do what we desire to do throughout the day, just really bringing that high quality, well ethically resourced material to the surface to bring it available for all the people who need it. So many people need it and don't know that they need it. So to be able to bring it in here and have those conversations and share the value and the benefits that it has to offer.
Yeah, 75% of the average people that are out in the world are magnesium deficient. And you hear about magnesium glycinate and you hear about all these others. Different ones are for different value sets, but those are for bones. This, Magtine is actually for the brain and researched for the brain. And I think it was MIT or Stanford that the research was done. But you can look on my site at daniellelin.com, because we put the knowledge and the short form so you can find it, read a little bit more about some of the products that are out there. Mostly we're, like I said, raw materials, but we're really lucky that Magtine came into a finished product from the company. Very, very unusual. And Pine Sweet Grass, which I'm begging them to come back on, because I have to tell you, and I've been threatening to bring in my little wheatgrass chewy balls. And I keep eating them. I make a tray. And then, so I want to do some food shows using Pine's wheatgrass in the recipes. I make green pancakes. I make green waffles. I make green shakes. I make little chewies with coconut and all kinds of things. But you have it as a supplement too.
Yep.
Then tell us a little bit about the value of eating green.
Something that you just hit on is so many people are deficient. Even our soil doesn't have the minerals and the nutrients that it used to have in it. And so even if we are eating as clean, as local, as organic as we possibly can, there's just not the same nutrient richness in it. So supplementation is really important to have our body have the foundation that it needs to be able to heal, regenerate, and sustain us in the way that it's designed to.
And wheatgrass is different. Like if you go into a store and you use a tray, those are short shoots, short roots and long shoots. It's the opposite of what you want. You want deep roots, short shoots, and that's where the mineralization goes into Pine's wheatgrass, because it's the major company in 1926 when Dr. Schnabel invented the coinage of vitamins. So when you use Pine's, it's actually cereal grass, and that cereal grass is like blood. It's like chlorophyll. And the chlorophyll itself is, you have to sustain. It's like pycnogenol is for circulation. You have to have good circulation, but you also have to have good, rich blood that's filled with chlorophyll. And so the design of what Allie has, complementary. Each of the supplements and the things that you sell are full body.
Yes.
I mean, you can have crystals. You could come in and get bath bombs. You can get oils. You can get nutrients. And then you can have practice and transformation on a psychological and spiritual level. Very unique. And I'm Danielle Lin, and we're going to come back. So please visit our website at daniellelin.com. And my last name is spelled L-I-N.
Hey, listen up. It's time to love your heart. Go to clevelandclinic.org/loveyourheart and learn what really matters to that lovable heart of yours.
You're a busy mom or high-performing executive, you're using up vital energy every day. Research shows that as much as 75% of U.S. adults are deficient in the natural and essential mineral magnesium. When you're depleted, it decreases your capacity to focus, think clearly, and manage stress. Years of research in human studies revealed that the patented magnesium L-threonate in Magtine, combined with Veg D3 and K2, can not only cross the blood-brain barrier to improve performance in daily tasks, Magtine contains the most bioavailable magnesium to support efficient brain function, improving episodic memory and more restful sleep. This exquisite combination is proven to fortify bones and enhance cardiovascular health. Try MagTeam with Veg D3 Plus K2 Combo Pack at magceutics.com. Use promo code MAGDLS to save now. magceutics.com. Intimacy isn't just about romance. It's about feeling comfortable in your skin. For many women, pleasure is deeply connected to emotional wellness, trust, and feeling safe in the moment. But stress, hormones, and even time affect that connection, making it harder to feel present with yourself or your partner. You're not alone, and it's not just in your head. That's where Swiss Navy comes in. Our intimate wellness products are designed to support your body, enhancing comfort, increasing natural response, and helping you to feel more in tune with your own desires. Whether you're exploring new intimacy or reigniting long-time love, Swiss Navy helps you stay connected to yourself and to your partner. Because real pleasure isn't about performance, it's about presence. And intimacy begins with you. Available at CVS and Amazon. Find your favorite at SwissNavy.com.
A gentle breeze blows across your face as you take a refreshing sip of water, appreciating the stillness of another morning fishing on the lake. The distant gurgle of a stream reminds you of days spent playing in the creek, the cool, clear water rushing between your toes. You love this time with nature, the feeling of putting everything on hold to connect with the world around you. Now, imagine it's all gone. No fish, no lake, no water. One of life's most vital resources, irreplaceably depleted. Time is running out to protect fresh water, and without our love, it can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our fresh water. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Introducing Quercifit, the most bioavailable form of quercetin, a natural supplement that supports healthy balance to prevent oxidative stress that can wear your body down. Think of a fresh-cut apple, right? How fast it turns brown. That process happens in your body. If you're an athlete or someone who works out hard, exposure to air pollution in many cities of the world, or under high stress from lifestyle pressures, these activities and exposures can lead to a compromised immune system, lower recovery after physical performance, even respiratory conditions that leave you vulnerable. Recent studies have shown that quercifit from Indena, a phytonutrient found in numerous plants, apples, onions, and tea, offers significant benefits as a potent antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and immune modulator to guard against free radical damage from oxidation and natural exposure in daily life. Quercifit has been proven to support your immune function, respiratory strength, gut biome, and contributes to the healthy aging process. Available from Thorne, ProCaps, and Life Extension. Quercifit, for the well-lived life. Are you noticing signs of aging? Changes in your skin, hair, memory, and energy? Aging is a part of life, but the decision to live well is a choice. A scientific discovery revealed that your body has a natural system for managing the age of cellular function. It's called autophagy, which is the process of breaking down old damaged cells to repurpose the valuable components used for generating new cells to support cellular revitalization, so you can get that stride back in your step. A pilot study demonstrated that supplementing with Miracell rice germ extract increased biomarkers of autophagy and positively impacted other biomarkers related to healthy aging, cardiometabolic health, and improved cognitive function. Miracell is vegan, gluten-free, and sustainably sourced from non-GMO upcycled rice germ. Slow the clock naturally on your time with Miracell. Miracell is available from Resveratrol at GNC and Amazon. Danielle Lin here, visiting with Alissa Norman. I call her Allie, and she is an energy practitioner, Reiki master, and so much more, and the owner and founder of Healing Light and Holiday. If you lived in Salt Lake or you were coming through Salt Lake, maybe skiing or visiting, to come to the store. And we are talking today with Alissa Norman. She has Healing Light, and it's part of the whole compilation of what we've put together here, where you can come into the center, and if you want to relax, you want to shop, you want to buy gifts, you want to be transformed, you want some spiritual deep dive work, it's all within this easy, wonderful feng shui location, and we would love to share it with you. And it's 2344 East Murray Holiday Road if you're passing through. And so Aliona, I want to go back for a couple of things, because in the beginning you said that you were certified in a number of things, one of them being emotion code, which a lot of people are very familiar with. Some people don't know what Reiki is. So the things that people can come if they wanted to do inner transformational work, can you do kind of a synopsis of why someone would come in the door and what would be the benefit?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So a couple different modalities, but underlying, they are all about helping to release trapped emotions and energetic blockages out of the body. We very often focus on the physical body, but we need to treat the body in a holistic aspect to be able to achieve the full results that we're looking for. So Reiki is a method and modality that is about channeling life force energy, bringing in that source energy, finding and locating through light touch or just staying off of the body, where we're treating the auric layers of the body. We are looking to identify those blockages and transmute that energy and converting and opening and strengthening those pathways. Emotion code is also very similar, yet done differently. Emotion code is a beautiful technique for those that aren't familiar with it, because we get to use the body's subconscious, usually through muscle testing, to link and label trapped emotions that we haven't been able to identify to be able to consciously work on them. But our body keeps score. Our body has memory, so our subconscious knows these answers. So we use a method to bring to the surface, link, label, and then magnetically release that out of the energy field. So it's a really great way to heal from past negative events, traumas that we've experienced, without having to revisit them or even being able to pinpoint them. So many things happen in our early years of upbringing, different circumstances that happen, and we decide how we're going to navigate life through that. But when we make it through that, we get on the other side of it, and we don't always tell our body we made it through it. So our body's holding on to those memories, and they can have an impediment on our everyday life. So when they come in, we can identify as general or specific as my client chooses to. We link, label, clear, and strengthen the energy field. So my most popular session is actually a combination of these two together, where we start with emotion code, link, label. I see it like Jenga. We pull a bunch of things out you don't need. Then with Reiki, we're still clearing the energy, strengthening the energy, and balancing what we just removed and restoring balance as a whole. So those are the most common sessions people will see me for. Now there's another one, quantum healing hypnosis technique, created by Dolores Cannon, also QHHT. That one is for those that want to go deeper. Those are longer sessions, and we get to go into a beautiful journey where we get to consult with the higher self, ask questions that the people have for themselves. Can be anything from path and purpose to health to anything that they've ever experienced in this life and in other lives as well. We get to bring that to the surface, and we actually are recording it. So the person is in a really beautiful state of deep theta healing, very natural. But we get to have a conversation there where we get to bring the information from the deeper parts of the soul for that person, and specifically from their own voice.
Yeah, I was thinking about that we know now, even emotions can get trapped in organs, and you can produce dis-ease from that. And somebody could have been abused when they were a child, and then they have dissidence in an organ, and it manifests as, of course, we don't talk about diseases in the show, but just by doing the kind of work you're doing, you could be releasing that out of that organ.
Yes. So there is a belief in energy work that before it becomes physically manifest, it has already happened in the energetic fields. So two different ways that this happens. We can have energetic things coming in that haven't been made manifest in physical. Another thing is people can become physically aware of something and be working, but they may only have it pushed so far out into their energetic field, and it may not be completely cleared and freed. So that's where we're monitoring and clearing out all of the layers of the energetic body.
Yeah, and I love all that. I love Chinese medicine. I love the fact that when they've studied the acupressure or acupuncture, that like they look at the liver And oftentimes it's related to anger or kidneys, fear. A lot of times kidney problems around money. Think about, you have a broken heart and people who end up, they had a broken heart along the way.
That's a really great point. Emotion code is one of the only modalities still that I know of, but was actually found a way to break down the heart wall. The trapped emotions that people will put for heartache, for grief, and kind of put their heart underneath. I see it as Fort Knox. Under all that protection, it can be anything, and just layers and layers and layers of protection. But we want, and it's natural to give and receive love. But with so much hurt, we put blockages in our way that inhibit our ability to give and receive love, which just further downward spirals the whole cycle. So we can actually use this to gently, non-abrasively remove these trapped emotions and restore that balance so people can give and receive love freely.
And it's rare. There are a lot of practitioners that specialize. So that person is a chiropractor. Or you might have a chiropractor who does kinesiology, muscle testing. The way you put things together, and like when you came in the store, and I really encourage you to come because she's done such a beautiful job all the way around, because when she does the sound baths, the room is gorgeous and this room is pretty anyway. But you've got lights that are affecting people and sound that are affecting people. And how often are you doing the sound baths now?
At least every 2 weeks, a couple times a month. And
it's not expensive. I mean, some of them are really expensive in places. So between the wonderful NeuroNova chair, somebody could come in for $15 and sit for 10 minutes and stay when you're getting ready to do the sound bath. And for another small fee, you can have this delicious afternoon, go across the street and get a bowl of soup or have a cup of tea. But I think it's really about designing a lifestyle, the way you put everything together, even the gifts that somebody can come, and the meaning. We were talking about the meaning of when you purchase crystals. Like, you do this work, but then you leave here. Why would you leave here with a specific crystal, and how would they know what to choose? Or is it intuitive?
Well, I encourage intuition always. But based on what people share with me, there may be some suggestions that I may make. Not everybody has the time or the ability to come in for a session, but everybody can work with a crystal. So by taking a crystal, they can work with it beyond the time that we share the time and space together. So like an example, a thing that comes up a lot is anxiety, is a lot of mental chatter, is a lot of fear, a lot of worry. So amethyst, purple quartz, is a beautiful stone to work with. So if we've got nightmares, if we are having a big energetic day, holding a crystal, keeping a crystal like that next to your body will help to transmute and reform that energy to translate that into something different.
How does somebody reach you? Where do they find you?
So the best way to find me is going to be on the website at thehealinglight.love, or following us on social media at The Healing Light SLC on both Instagram and on Facebook.
Okay. I'm Danielle Lin. We'll see you next time. It matters to us, and we're happy that you spent your time with us. So take care of yourself. DanielleLin.com, LIN.